In this tale of ancient curses and ominous discoveries, I recount my own harrowing experience with an artifact that changed my life forever. What began as a simple outing with friends turned into a nightmare of unimaginable proportions. Our curiosity led us to a market where we stumbled upon an ancient statue, but little did we know that this seemingly innocuous object harbored a curse that would unleash unspeakable horrors upon us. This is the story of that fateful encounter and the relentless terror that followed. The day began like any other. My friends and I decided to visit a local market known for its eclectic mix of antiques and curiosities. As we wandered through the stalls, a particular item caught my eye: an ancient statue, intricately carved and weathered by time. Its design was both mesmerizing and unsettling, with features that seemed to shift as you looked at it. The vendor, an elderly man with a weathered face, noticed my interest and approached. A discerning eye, he said, his voice like gravel. This statue is not for everyone. It has a history. Intrigued, I inquired about the statue's origins. The vendor spoke of ancient rituals and forgotten legends, but his words were hazy and fragmented. Despite his cryptic warnings, I felt an inexplicable pull towards the artifact. My friends, always up for an adventure, encouraged me to buy it, and so, with a mixture of excitement and unease, I purchased the statue and brought it home. That night, I placed the statue on a pedestal in my living room, feeling a sense of accomplishment. My friends admired it, making jokes about how it would be the centerpiece of many future gatherings. Little did we know, this seemingly benign artifact was about to unleash a chain of events that would test our very sanity. It began with subtle disturbances. Objects in my apartment would shift on their own, and strange noises filled the silence of the night. At first, I dismissed these as coincidences or the result of my own imagination. But as the days went by, the occurrences grew more frequent and more alarming. One evening, as I was alone in the apartment, the lights flickered and the temperature dropped suddenly. I felt a chill that went beyond the physical coldness that seemed to penetrate my very soul. The statue, which had been still and silent since its arrival, now appeared to be alive with malevolent energy. My friends, concerned for my well-being, visited frequently to offer support. We spent hours trying to understand what was happening, but each attempt to dismiss the events as mere tricks of the mind was met with failure. The statue seemed to grow more sinister with each passing day, and its presence was a constant source of dread. One night, as we gathered in my apartment, an unbearable darkness descended. The room seemed to pulse with a malevolent force, and shadows danced along the walls. The statue's eyes, once hollow, now seemed to follow our every movement. Fear gripped us, and we realized that we were no longer dealing with ordinary disturbances. Desperation led us to seek help from experts and historians. We learned that the statue was an artifact of an ancient cult known for their dark practices. It was said to carry a curse that would bring ruin and madness to anyone who possessed it. Our attempts to rid ourselves of the statue were futile. Every effort to discard or destroy it only led to more intense and horrifying manifestations. Our lives became a series of escalating nightmares. The statue's curse seemed to target our deepest fears, bringing our most private terrors into reality. Relationships strained, and sanity wavered as the curse wreaked havoc on our lives. Each night was a battle against unseen forces, and each day was marked by the lingering presence of the cursed statue. As weeks turned into months, our attempts to escape the curse only seemed to worsen our plight. We sought out every possible solution: exorcists, historians, and even occult experts, but all efforts proved futile. The statue's curse had woven itself into the very fabric of our lives, and we were trapped in a relentless cycle of dread. The statue, now the center of our lives, seemed to grow more powerful as our fear intensified. The incidents around us became increasingly violent and surreal. Strange symbols began appearing in our homes, etched into walls and floors, and our dreams were plagued by nightmarish visions of ancient rituals and sacrificial rites. Each of us began to experience personal horrors. One friend saw apparitions of people from their past, while another was haunted by an overwhelming sense of impending doom. Desperation led us to a final, drastic measure. We decided to confront the curse directly, believing that facing the source of our torment might break its hold over us. We planned a ritual in an attempt to cleanse the statue and ourselves of the dark presence that had taken over our lives. We gathered in my living room, the scene of so much suffering, and prepared for the ritual with a mixture of hope and dread. As we began the ceremony, chanting ancient incantations and performing symbolic gestures, the atmosphere in the room grew thick with malevolent energy. The statue seemed to pulse with a dark rhythm, and a chilling wind swept through the apartment, extinguishing our candles and sending shivers down our spines. The walls seemed to close in, and the shadows grew longer and more twisted. In the midst of the ritual, one of my friends collapsed, overcome by a wave of terror that left them screaming and convulsing. The rest of us struggled to continue, our voices trembling as we tried to complete the incantations. Just when it seemed that the curse would claim us all, a blinding flash of light erupted from the statue, and an unbearable silence followed. The room was now eerily quiet, and the oppressive weight of fear seemed to lift, though we remained shaken. The statue, once a source of malevolent power, now lay still and seemingly lifeless. We felt an overwhelming sense of relief, though tinged with the sadness of the ordeal we had endured. In the aftermath, we found that the curse had left a permanent mark on us. Though the statue appeared to be powerless, the trauma and fear it had caused would never fully leave our lives. Each of us carried the scars of our experience, a constant reminder of the dark forces that had been unleashed. As time passed, we moved on with our lives, but the shadow of the curse lingered. The statue was stored away in a secure place, hidden from sight and memory. It became a symbol of our shared ordeal and a warning to others who might be tempted to delve into the unknown. Our story, though harrowing and tragic, serves as a testament to the power of ancient curses and the consequences of meddling with forces beyond our understanding. The statue, now a forgotten relic, remains a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lie hidden in seemingly ordinary objects, and the price one pays for unearthing the secrets of the past.